So my mom, Sophia Roshan Zamir, my dearest, darling mom. Number one, I want to just acknowledge and the gratitude that we as a family have to you, her, and Iona for making this possible. And she is so, she's doing so well. She's so happy and pleased. And it's just really nice to be here today to hear your stories and to share some of our stories. My mom, Sophia, her dad named her Sophia because he loved the city Sofia, and it had also something to do with the Hagia Sophia in Istanbul. She was born in what was then British-controlled India back in 1942. And she has very fond memories of her life growing up, spending her early childhood in a city called Moradabad, India. It is a hilly, mountainous region, very green, very beautiful. And then in 1947, when the British left India, the country of Pakistan was created, and my mom and her family, they migrated a few years after the partition time to a small town in Pakistan called Shikarpur, where she got her early education, ended up eventually getting a master's in physical chemistry, and she taught chemistry at the university level. So her side subject was botany, and that I will come to in a bit, to her love of gardening. We have a couple of photographs of her gardening and the gardens in our homes where we grew up, and she's really got green fingers, and she enjoys it till today. Just a quick sort of biography that her niece actually helped us put together. My older sister's daughter, Rania, who is a first year at college, she helped me put some of this together. So after the life in Pakistan, in 2007, she moved to the US. That's when she migrated. I used to be living in Nashville, Tennessee in that time, and when my mom and dad migrated, they came to Nashville. And it was interesting that I could eventually detect a southern accent in some of how she would speak. She then moved I moved back to DC. I had come to DC for grad school, and I moved back to DC in 2013, and then mom and dad moved back to DC in 2014, and they've been living here in the Glover Park area since then.
My second subject was botany as well.
That's right.
Yeah, botany tells you about plants and leaves and those things.
Yeah, what you liked about it? Yeah.
Yeah, because okay, there was one thing more, because in our country, most of the people don't speak English. So those people, they had done their masters and things in the local language. So for them, I had to correct their pronunciation. They would be speaking in the local language, so I will convert that thing into English. That was my other job, and I was paid for that.
Yep.
So now here I am, and he's my son, Muhammad Ali. And okay, go ahead. Good about me.
Yep. So I'm glad you brought up the translation of English and Urdu, because she did then teach English as a second language for a lot of her later career before she left Pakistan, and she was very well liked by her students. She had this whole fan club of students, and it was pretty amazing. So sadly, in 1993, her firstborn child, Fiza, my oldest sister, she passed away in a tragic accident, and so that was really difficult for us. We love and cherish her memories and the time that she was 24 at the time of her passing, and mom really is the pillar of the family and held together my father and the rest of us who were just completely devastated by that accident. And Mom really helped us all through, and is really admirable for pushing through a very difficult time in our lives. Her 5 grandchildren are the light of her life. So my sister, the older sister, she's got 4, and then I have a 7-year-old daughter who lives right here in Glover Park, close to Stoddard Elementary, not too far away from here. She enjoys gardening, knitting, sewing, singing, and cooking. And I will tell you personally my own gratitude for she has given me and many of us a recipe which I will share with you, which that has really quite amazing, and it's her own unique recipe. In her garden in our home in Pakistan, it was not a very large home, a medium-sized home with a good-sized garden, flower garden, not so much vegetables, but flower garden. She twice in a row, her garden won the #1 garden in Karachi, Pakistan.
I got lotus plants from Shimla because they were not available there where we were. So I had a pond and we put those lotus plants, and everybody just asked me, where did you get these, because they are not available here. So I had gone to Sri Lanka to get those plants. That was the best thing, I think. I will still remember. Those lotus plants were just beautiful.
It took a lot of personal care and attention to make them look really pretty. We'll send around some pictures of her garden. She is most happy with her water lily garden. She designed for her home.
Talk about one more thing.
Yes, please.
Okay, there is one more thing that some people, they have done their masters or bachelors, but they have done it in local language. So it was very hard for them to stay with us because they couldn't speak English. So when I taught them, they were masters, but in different language. So I taught those also. I talk about the things which I could do. Okay, thank you.
And so for her family, she's the pillar of love and kindness, and we are forever grateful. In some of the earlier stories that you all have shared, it is very interesting to hear your life journeys and experience with traveling different parts of the country and the world. And somebody mentioned experience with the parts of the world where there's not electric supply or regular water or other amenities. So she is quite remarkable because my dad's job took him to a lot of places around Pakistan, very small towns and villages where we lived and grew up, where there was often no running water, no regular electric or TV, and to just see Mom, just manage the family with very meager resources, and that's the recipe. Yeah.
Once me and my husband went to Alaska also, and there we saw a white big bear. The interesting thing was that the time difference was a lot, and that was I noticed that in Pakistan or in Washington DC the time was 12 o'clock. Over there it was 12 at night in Alaska. I saw a big white bear. He was looking at the ocean there. That I really enjoyed, the time difference.
Yeah.
So that love of nature brings me back to, I shared the recipe that I talked about. So what is remarkable is that like I just listed out 6 or 7 different literally countries or regimes that she's lived under. So she's lived under the British rule in India. Then she was in India when India became independent. Then she moved to Pakistan when there used to be a West and an East Pakistan. she lived in East Pakistan, which then became Bangladesh. One of my sisters was born there. There's a picture of that going around. Then she lived in the West Pakistan after 1971, and then now she's in the US. Just real quick, let me just finish this up. Now, through all of this, and my dad was a graduate student in Provo, Utah, where we lived as kids, and so we had that time living in the US. I think the recipe that she taught us was that wherever you live, be kind to your neighbors, spread joy of life, love of nature, camping, hiking, traveling, road trips, enjoying the food. And so wherever we lived in all these different places, it was credit to her and my dad that we took fond memories of all these places and made friends in all these places. So even though in the moment it used to be frustrating, oh geez, we have to move again, we've got to go to a new school, we got to make new friends, but that is a blessing, a gift that she's given us, and I hope that I can pass that on to my daughter, and I'm sure my sister, she is very appreciative of all of you, and she sends her love as well. And as my dad is with us. He couldn't make it here today, but
I have one more thing to talk to people. It was we went to Alaska also, and in Alaska we saw a big white bear. And the interesting thing was that it was absolutely opposite time in US, and it was opposite in Alaska.
Yeah.
And the white bear was ferocious, too big.
She
But
bought-
she was far away, and the time difference is also important from Alaska to Washington, D.C.
She bought me my first Michael Jackson music cassette, also Bee Gees Flashdance, so she gave us a lot of interest in music. So thank you, Mom. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And
Thank you.